car engines make power by burning fuel in sturdy metal cans called cylinders. Air enters each cylinder, mixes with fuel, and burns to make a small explosion that drives a piston out, turning the shafts and gears that spin the car's wheels. When the piston pushes back in, it pumps the waste air and fuel mixture out of the cylinder as exhaust. The amount of power a car can produce is directly related to how fast it burns fuel. The more cylinders you have and the bigger they are, the more fuel the car can burn each second and the faster it can go. One way to make a car go faster is to add more cylinders. That's why super-fast sports cars typically have 8 and 12 cylinders instead of the 4 or 6 cylinders in a conventional family car. Another option is to use a turbocharger, which forces more air into the cylinders each second so they can burn fuel at a faster rate. A turbocharger is a simple, relatively cheap, the extra bit of kit that can get more power from the same engine. If you know how a jet engine works, you're halfway to understanding a car's turbocharger. A jet engine sucks in cold air at the front, squeezes it into a chamber where it burns with fuel, and then blasts hot air out of the back. As the hot air leaves, it roars past the turbine that drives the compressor at the front of the engine. This is the bit that pushes the air into the engine to make the fuel burn properly. The turbocharger on a car applies a very similar principle to a piston engine. It uses the exhaust gas to drive a turbine. This spins an air compressor that pushes extra air into the cylinders, allowing them to burn more fuel each second. That's why a turbocharged car can produce more power. A supercharger, or mechanically driven supercharger to give it its full name, is very similar to a turbocharger, but instead of being driven by exhaust gases using a turbine, it's powered from the car's spinning crankshaft. That's usually a disadvantage. Where a turbocharger is powered by waste energy in the exhaust, a supercharger actually steals energy from the car's own power source, which is generally unhelpful.